But this is just a special segment. We just recorded an episode with our father here, Dale. So go listen to that episode if you haven't listened to it. It's very good. I'm not biased. Um, but Darren actually sent me a link earlier today, and we want to walk through it because it's a link that is the fruit of a lot of thinking today. It's very popular thinking in the Black American context when it comes down to manhood, when it comes down to fatherhood, the gender war that's been given to us that we happily oblige when it comes down to the division between man and woman, which goes against just the God-given mandate for us to be co-rulers and through Christ become co-heirs and have specific roles in the kingdom that we now hate regarding those roles. And so we just want to shed light on that through this post. And what we believe is it's idiocy, this post. I don't know the person who posted it, but we're going to walk through it and get some commentary on it. So let me go to it, and I'm going to read it, and let's react to it. So this is coming from Crystal O. LeBron. I wonder if that's a real name or not. That's interesting. And so this is what it says. There's a question going around the internet. The original question is, would you rather have your daughter in the woods with a random unknown man or a random bear? It's been morphed a bit now that it's been shared to, would you as a woman rather be in the woods with a random unknown man or a bear? Almost without fail, posed this question. The answer of the woman/mothers have been a bear. And it has men feeling some type of way that women almost universally trust a bear more than a strange man. But here are the top 10 reasons women have given for choosing a bear over a man. Number 10, no one would question me about what I was wearing if the bear attacked me. Number 9, no one would accuse me of liking the bear attack. A bear's motives are easier to understand. That's number 8. A bear's motives are easier to understand. Number 7, a bear won't accuse me of leading them on by being nice to them. Number 6, I would not be forced to carry the bear's babies to term in 27 states.
There's a lot wrong with that.
Number 5, the bear would either kill me or leave me alone. There are not 400 other horrible ways a bear can hurt me. Number 4, bears do not traffic women. Number 3, a bear's friends won't come out to say how nice the bear is and how attacking me is ruining its life. Number 2, no one will question if the bear attack really happened. Number 1, the bear sees me as a human being. So the post continues on and says, but here are a few others that are sad but true. If I survive the bear attack, I will not have to see the bear at family reunions. The bear did not pretend to be my friend for months beforehand. A bear would not film it and send it to his friends. Now, says the poster, let's talk. So many males are mad about this. I've seen some comments replying to a woman choosing the bear that make my skin crawl. Most of them give off vibes that tell me they are literally part of, I guess she meant to say part of a sect of men that are the reason we choose the bear. When this question was posed, man or bear, to women, 9 out of every 10 chose the bear. 9 out of every 10. We cannot agree about hair color, makeup, or Taylor Swift, but we almost entirely as a gender agree about this. In fact, when asked, 7 out of 10 did not even take time to think the answer was instantly bear. Okay, let me say that again. In fact, when asked, 7 out of 10 didn't even think or take time. The answer was instantly bear. We understand the bear may kill us. We understand that there are fates worse than dying. A bear will simply kill us or ignore us. Statistically, women are safer with bears than men. Sorry, not sorry. In the last 4 years, 7 women were killed by bears and 15 were attacked and survived. Do you want to know the rape murder statistics for the same time range of men killing, slashing, raping women? We are safer with the bear, says the post.
It's pretty sad.
Very much so.
Has nothing to do with bears.
No. No, expound.
Yeah, the agenda is clearly about the worst kind of men in society, which wouldn't necessarily fit into the description of a randomly unknown man.
Right.
So I wonder what the statistic is of randomly unknown men that would fit into the narrative that's spewed in that post.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet it's pretty low.
Very.
So,
well, I think that. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
I mean, I guess what that post would deduce is that the average woman is raped or killed by a random man. The average woman.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 women.
Yeah.
Think that they'd be raped, or have been.
Yeah.
By a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd have to investigate whether or not that's true.
Right. I think we would have to investigate those statistics in general.
Right.
But I think lifting above the actual post, I do want to dive into some of the weeds of the list a little bit. But my first thought reading that was, this woman needs a pastor.
Right. Yeah.
And the police, apparently.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
But she's
a woman.
She's
police
hurt.
Officer.
She's hurt. The reality is that she's obviously hurt, and this post is either a fruit of that or something like that, because it's completely asinine. It really is. I'm not saying that the reality of rape murder is asinine. That's a very real reality, and when it comes down to men who love women and love specific women, it's heartbreaking that exists. But the post is still rooted in nothingness, really. But Darren, like you were saying, based on these statistics, that means that majority of women, listen to that phrase, majority of women in existence are rape/murder victims.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that's overwhelmingly false. It's demonstrably false.
Yeah.
Majority of women aren't. But the fact that women are is still a conversation. This just isn't a conversation to attack that.
No.
This is asinine, and it doesn't help the conversation. It doesn't help the reality.
Yeah.
It doesn't help the reality. Yeah, that was my initial thought. This woman needs a pastor, and a pastor, not a wolf.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody listening to it would be like, no, I've done that route before. I actually got raped by my pastor. That wasn't a pastor.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a wolf. Now, based on this post, because he's a wolf, you ought to feel more comfortable with him. This is a dumb post. It's a dumb post. And like you said, Dad, it completely dehumanizes the majority of men.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what it's for.
Yeah. I think about this post that I saw. I forget what school it was, but the school was having a breakfast, a father's breakfast. And since it was having a father's breakfast and it realizes the reality of kids who don't have fathers, it just sent out a message to the community saying, hey, could a couple fathers show up to fill in for some of the kids who don't have fathers to sit with them for breakfast? Over 600 men showed up.
When Pastor Donald Parrish Jr. realized he needed male volunteers for a Breakfast with Dad event, he turned to social media hoping he'd get a few responses. Parrish said he expected 50 responses tops, but was wowed when over 600 men replied to his Facebook post. According to USA Today, Parrish said, "We know that the majority of our students were not going to have dads present, but within days, the response was so overwhelming, it crashed the website that conducts the background checks of potential volunteers." Over 600 men from all walks of life made history by deciding to volunteer as male mentors for the children of Billy Earl Dade Middle School in South Dallas.
Over 600 showed up. Strangers,
Right.
random, unknown men showed up to fill in as a father. Now, not only is that a reality, we just finished talking about this on the podcast. That's not celebrated.
No.
Don't even hear about it.
You don't hear about it. Not only that, I remember years ago going to get a Mother's Day card from Ami. And, it's in Baltimore City, predominantly black. I could not. I'm sorry. It was a Father's Day card. I was trying to get a Father's Day card. I actually could not find a Father's Day card.
Wow.
Now, I'd be lying if I just left it at that. I couldn't find a Father's Day card for a man. I saw multiple Father's Day cards to women.
Wow.
Because it's another way of sticking it to someone who didn't do their job rather than celebrating those who are doing their job.
Right.
So that we can perpetuate and influence more men to do their jobs. So I want to look at that. I want to look at some of these things again, because this post is just, I'm not minimizing whatever this post, the original poster went through, Crystal. Or maybe she's just trolling and contributing to the toxicity of the divide between man and woman.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, but these types of things. No one would question me about what I was wearing if the bear attacked me. First of all, this kind of like metaphor or analogy
doesn't work.
It's not working.
No, it doesn't work.
It's just not working.
Like, what did I say earlier? It's like, well, I mean, what you summed it up is the bear is not going to sin.
Yeah,
right.
That's what we're getting to.
Right.
The bear is not going to commit sin.
Yeah.
You are true in believing that another person in the woods with you is more likely to sin than the bear.
Yeah, right. Right. The bear is always going to attack you.
Yeah.
But what you're saying with this post is that the man is always going to attack you. But what we're seeing in society right now is that's not true.
Yeah.
It's demonstrably false.
Yeah.
That the random man is always going to attack you because you're around random men all the time, unless you're an Amazonian woman or something like that. Yeah. You're around them all the time. And so it's just not true. It's just not true. It's not dismissing any pain or hurt. As a matter of fact, it's accentuating any pain and hurt you may have. A bear's motives are easier to understand. Or no one would accuse me of liking the bear attack. I don't know what they're getting at with that. I guess the accusation that if a woman is raped, somebody accused her of liking it. I don't think that comes. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Maybe that happens, and maybe that happens by the rapist. He's a sadistic rapist. I mean, that sounds like something a sadistic rapist would say. I'll tell you one thing, though. One thing that muddies the waters about rape victims are rape liars.
Right.
Right.
Do we talk about that? Those are real. Those are real. Matter of fact, they've made popular stories on 60 Minutes and things like that. Men who got out of prison after doing decades in prison because a woman lied and said she was raped. That's what muddies the waters for real rape victims. It's not men. Unfortunately, because like what Darren said, the sin in the world. Can we talk about that if you're not a believer? If you're not a believer and you don't understand sin, then this is the reality of it. It points to the ultimate reality of a reality of a savior, that we need a savior who, by the way, is a man.
Right.
The man, a good man, the good man. But the what muddies the waters are women who take advantage of the reality of sin by lying about men who rape them. That's what makes people want to question. They're the ones who muddy the water. I would not be forced to carry the bear's babies to term in 27 states. Now, that's on the surface, I think that's a very foolish statement. Obviously,
biologically bears,
right?
Biologically, bears can impregnate a human woman.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the goal of the bear, since their motives are so clear, isn't to rape a woman.
Yeah, right. That's not rape. Rape includes motive. However, it's a deeper conversation because then we start talking about rape conversation, which if you know us, you already know our abortion, our stance on abortion. But I'll try to give a good theological response to that in a quick, condensed window. The understanding of abortion is what then informs our understanding of rape. And I think it goes back to what you were talking about, Darren, sin. You need to have an understanding of sin. You need to have an understanding of darkness. When things are bad, the only reason you can say that something is bad is because you have some idea of what a standard of good is. If you are somebody who doesn't believe God exists, that an ultimate standard of good exists, you have no means by which you can judge that something is bad. That's why atheism is foolish. It's foolish. And so if you don't believe in a perfectly good God who's not moral, he's the standard of morality. We're moral. He's the line. C.S. Lewis said that you cannot judge a crooked line unless you have an idea of a straight line. God is our straight line. That's what sin is. We are crooked. We are the crooked lines. The only reason we can look at the world and say this isn't perfect is because we were created by a perfect creator with a standard of perfection in our hearts that we yearn for. And we ultimately find it in him, but we seek it out in illicit relationships. We seek it out in sexual promiscuity. That's also the only place a world like rape can exist, where sexual promiscuity exists. We seek it out in alcohol. We seek it out in drugs. We seek it out in work. We seek it out in our children, but it's ultimately found in him. Seek Jesus. Seek the Lord. That's where the standard of perfection is met and comfort is found. So that's the only reason we could say something like rape is bad. Now, the only reason it's brought up in the conversation of abortion is because people think implicitly, well, okay, I'll concede that rape is bad, but what if another bad thing happens? I mean, I'm sorry. Let me start it off. I'll concede that abortion is bad, is what's implicitly stated. I'll concede that abortion is bad, but what if the baby is a result of another thing bad? I don't have the time to go into the depths of bad and good theologically, but I do have some math in me. Bad plus bad doesn't equal good. It doesn't equal good.
Never.
Theologically speaking, we who are inherently bad sinners, we cannot create good. We can't. God only creates good. Life itself is good. The circumstances by which that life comes doesn't matter. That's still horrible in and of itself. Leave it in a vacuum by itself, and we can look at it and say, that's disgusting, that's bad. But then life itself is good. And abortion doesn't therefore transform the rape to either never happening or good. It doesn't transform it to good. And so we need to be able to know that the Lord is good and life is good. There's a myriad and a list of people who have been victims of or who are the fruit of rape. I think Oprah Winfrey, I think Nick Cannon, the host. I'm only naming celebrities not because it makes it more prominent, but I'm just saying people you know and have heard of. They are the fruit of rape. And when they talk about it, they talk with gratitude that their mother didn't have an abortion. Life is good. So that statement doesn't matter. Abortion is murder. It's baby murder. The bear, let me see.
The bear will either kill me or leave me alone.
Yeah, kill me or leave me alone. Won't the stranger do that too?
What they're implying is that death is
It's
not the
better.
worst that can happen.
Rape and living with it is the worst. No, the worst that can happen is being rejected by the Lord. Sorry to sound like a Christianese guy. I'm telling you, as human beings who will inevitably die, all of us will die. It doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. You're going to meet your maker. That's the worst possible thing. However, rape is terrible. There's a scar that lives with you for the rest of your life if you let it. I'm not saying you can fix it. I know the one who can. Turn to him. He provides comfort in that. Seriously, he provides comfort in that. Says that he won't take a picture and show it to his friends. And so when we start getting to that, talk about his friends won't do this, or he won't laugh, or he won't. When we start getting to that, I think categorically we've changed conversations. And we're no longer talking about men.
No.
We're talking about boys.
Yeah.
We're talking about boys. And I think that this post gets applauded when it comes down to the women who haven't experienced rape, but they could still applaud this, is because they've probably had a history of dealing with boys. I think that's what it is. And maybe they're bitter. They're upset that he wasn't a man who took care of their responsibilities, wasn't present with their child and things like that. And so as a result, they applaud this and any slander towards manhood because they've conflated manhood with boyhood, underdeveloped men. And they need to learn what a man is so that they can seek one and actually and be cared for and loved by one. There was something I wanted to show on this. So I want to play a clip because this clip is connected to what I'm about to say now, because I wonder if when it comes down to just the bitter women, and I'm not using that in a condescending term, I think bitterness is real. It's toxic. It's toxic. It decays you from the inside, but there are a lot of bitter women. But some of them are mothers of boys. Are they raising this stranger man who will be a rapist? Are they contributing to his toxic mentality that would make him want to be a rapist who doesn't respect women? Or are they raising him to be a man? I promise you, the fact of the matter is you can't fully raise him to be a man, but you can contribute to goodness. But you can also contribute to toxicity, but it's your choice. And so this stance that you have, I don't know if Crystal has children. I don't know if she has a son or anything, but she has a choice on whether or not she can contribute to a society that is presented a good man or a bad one. Or a bad one. Society knows what dangerous men who aren't good do. We already see it. This post is about them, but it's conflated all men to be in that category. And you take it as petty that, men are in one, men are upset. Well, I think that good men are upset about the reality that exists. This post where you're talking about bad men that exist, but you've identified them with it. That's what they're upset with. They're upset with that. They're upset with the fact that even if they saw this hypothetical stranger man doing something that you've created in this post, they try to stop them, because even good men want to be dangerous so that the dangerous bad men don't ruin society. Good men are meant to be dangerous so that they can keep the dangerous bad men in check.
Good men will try to stop the bear from killing you.
That's exactly right. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I was going to say, more practically, you're jogging in the woods with your AirPods in and a bear appears.
Yeah.
Arr, right? And then a man appears. Are you going to say, oh, a man?
Yeah. Bear, save me.
Yeah. Right. No, you wouldn't.
You won't.
You wouldn't.
It's an asinine post, and I'm only using a strong language so that people can wake up and stop playing into the toxicity that's actually dividing us and harming us. It's perpetuating women in homes with children that stay alone and only choose boys as their mate. And they end up ruining their sons. So enter this post. I'll end with this. I've never watched this show a day in my life, but this clip came across me a couple days ago, and I made a post of it on our Instagram. But I want to watch this segment where an older woman, I think Ayanla,
yeah.
People probably clowning me because I don't know who this is, but I mean, I just don't watch.
She does this
okay.
therapizing relationships.
But what she's doing is she is admonishing a younger woman, and that's what we need in society too. We need older women to set younger women straight. We need an older women to jump on this post of Crystal and admonish these younger women who are not seeing things straight. And maybe they're not seeing things straight because of real pain and real bitterness as a result of that pain. They need to be comforted. They need the truth. They need to know the source of truth and love and comfort. But they need to be admonished and pushed away from the lies that they're believing. So let's look at this clip.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of it, chip a piece of it. This is why in our culture as Black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
That, I think, I don't know what she typically believes or what she typically espouses, but I'm with her there. I've seen it. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Where the bitterness of a mother then bleeds into the way she treats her son because she sees her son, who's a boy, as her mate because she's used to boys. So did y'all have any other thoughts on the post?
No, pretty much said it all.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a story of, like you said, of pain and hurt that's trying to garner, acceptance from other women who may be in pain or hurt by the same things. There's no truth to it at
Yeah.
all. I mean, it's nonsensical.
Yeah.
On the surface, but they're trying to just push this agenda of, like you said, toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's because we know statistically that that's not true, that most women have been murdered or raped by men. That means that there are many women who probably like or agree with this post that have not been raped or murdered by men. And we can't ignore that it's a result of feminism, which we talked about. And the idea of feminism, the entire point of it is it used to be to elevate women. Now it's to tear down men, and it ultimately hurts themselves. And, and more practically, this isn't, in this world of like, I don't know if this is meant for Black people or not. I don't know where this has been cycling on the internet. But it inadvertently shares some truth that there's only men and women.
Stay tuned for another post on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's only men and women. What about the trans man?
Or
the people with the uterus?
Oh, Snizap.
Where are they at?
Snizap.
Do they prefer the bear?
Oh, Snizap.
Well, what if a man identifies as a bear?
Oh, things can get real nasty when
Yeah.
you don't dwell on the truth.
Yeah.
They get real nasty when you don't dwell on the truth. So I'll end with this. You just heard from, probably in your view, 3 toxic men. But in our view, because we follow the one true good man, we've been deemed good. Not because of anything that we did, but because we've been given his identity, because the old man died and we were reborn in the name of Jesus Christ. We've been called good. And our conduct is that of good men. And you know why? Because we were birthed and raised by good women.
Mm-hmm. Stay strapped.
Stay strapped.
That's good for the bear or the man. you in the woods, get you a 10 millimeter.
Get you a 10 mil, baby.
Take care of the bear real good.